Hey, this is Jason Morris with the Facebook group Real Estate Agents That Really Work, and I'm on the phone with David Woodson of Wine with Woodson on it's the Real Estate Owl Network Facebook page, isn't it?
It's out of the box.
Out of the box, Owl Network. Is that right? I
Yes,
butcher
sir.
everything, man. I told you that before we started. I'm going, how do you say your name? And you have the most easiest name to say anyway. Tell me how to say your name. I'm going to butcher it. But man, so Dave, I'll let you introduce yourself, and for the people that don't know you or they haven't watched Wine with Woodson, tell a little bit about yourself.
I'm a realtor here in Northwest Indiana. I'm about 55 miles southeast of Chicago. We're kind of a bedroom community. I'm in a town called Michigan City. We're right on the tip of Lake Michigan. My wife actually is an actuary. She works downtown Chicago. She takes a train in 3 days a week. That's how close we are to Chicago at this point. I'm a realtor with Prime Real Estate. I've had my license since '09. Been practicing full time since 2013. And the reason I started in '09 is I had a brainy. I was a mortgage guy from 2003 to 2010, and I had a brainiac idea to let's get my real estate license and let's start building websites in like cities like Atlanta or Chicago and let's become a Zillow. Well, that didn't pan out. So I wanted to get my license as far away as I could from Michigan City, and it was a brokerage in Cherville, Indiana. It was just one office. I met the owner and his wife, or met the owner and her husband. How's that sound? And when I started to get my act together after the mortgage meltdown, oh, for crying out loud!
So man,
I'm getting a phone call. I gotta turn my phone off.
hey, no problem at all, man. It happens to us. So man, you got started in 2009.
Well, I had my license in '09, but I didn't start selling real estate until 2013.
So you got licensed in literally the worst time though there was to get licensed. I mean, 2009 here, we couldn't even. It was hard to go list property in 2009.
I had shut my mortgage office down in 2008. I had 8 or 9 full-time brokers were working for me. I went on vacation in July of '08. Everything was melting down. We weren't closing. I was the one closing the most deals in the month, and here I was trying to keep the office open. Looked at my wife we were sitting at the pool, and I was like, you know what? I said, when we get back, I'm shutting the office down. I got 3 weeks to do it. I called the landlord. I said, I'm not going to renew my lease. I said the office will be left in better shape than when I got it. So I expect my full refund, my full deposit back. And when I got back, I pulled everybody together and I said, you're all fired. I said, I will close your deals, and you'll get paid you get full fee on everything. And but I'm closing them from here on out, and I locked everybody out of the office and closed their deals, and no one left empty-handed. And I went to work for someone else in '08, and then 2010, I said, you know what? I'm tired of doing this. Tired of being the bad guy.
So you were building websites like in other cities, and
that was the plan.
Yeah.
But it never worked out. The friend that I was doing it with, he was doing pretty well on what he was doing things with, and we just never seemed to have time to do it. And that was the idea behind all of it, and we just never pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, it's tough to have a strategy like that. I tried doing that too around that same time, around 2008, 2009. I said, you know what? I was really busy I was doing a lot of property management and leases and stuff at the time. I built a lot of websites here. I was generating a lot of business for my team here. This is kind of, I guess, at the height of some of my biggest closing years. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing this in other markets too. And I had another guy I was working with on it, and it was just, man, I was busy doing, like, literally my entire life was like 20 hours a day. So I was busy doing that, man, and it's just so hard to plan to have that strategy, and it's so hard to write content over and over again. So, So 2016, so what does your business look like today?
And I'm not thrilled with my business. I'll be honest with you. I'll duplicate what I did last year, and I was supposed to double what I did last year. But and I'm not using this as an excuse at all. But we've been remodeling a house, and we got ripped off by our builder. I'm dealing with my dad has dementia, my mom has cancer, so and I'm the realtor,
Oh man.
so I'm the one that has all the free time, and I don't
Yeah,
mind. I'm able to, take my daughter to school every day, pick her up every day, help my mom and dad out when I can, and still have a profitable real estate business. It's not where it's supposed to be, where I think it should be, but I'm still doing pretty well. I will close by the end of the year. I'll close 22 deals for about 3.5, close to $4 million. My average will be about 200,000, give or take. And I've got two zeros in there. I've got a $16,000 deal and a $46,000 deal in there as well. That drags my average down.
Well, too, though, man, with all the stuff you got going on, you got the building a house issue going on. Your mom and dad are both sick. I mean, that's a lot to overcome in 2016.
It was, but I don't want to use it as an excuse. It's not a fair excuse to use. It's not fair to use it as an excuse. Because there's a lot of laziness rolled into that too. There's a lot of me sitting around going, "Oh, woe was me." There's a lot of call reluctance going into that excuse as well. I mean, on average, I'm getting probably 10, 15 leads a week. And if I get a Zillow lead, I'm a big Zillow guy. If that offends anybody, I apologize, but I'm a big Zillow guy. And when I get a Zillow lead, in fact, if we got one right now, you probably hear me typing on my phone, telling them I'd call them back in 20 minutes.
Man, so your business, the business that you are closing this year, like where did it come from? Did a large percentage of it come from? Did it come from Zillow?
Large percentage came from Zillow. I think if I did the numbers a month ago, and I think I had 10 or 11 came from Zillow, 4 or 5 came from past clients, and these numbers are off. I'm not giving you exact numbers at all. And I want to say 2 or 3 came from my other online properties. So I've got a pretty decent sphere as well. My church has been very good to me. I've closed in the last 3 years I've been doing business. I've closed probably 7 deals out of my church.
Wow.
And
awesome.
I don't do anything. I mean, only I do when I go to church is I wear my Prime Real Estate shirt.
Man. I mean, that's great that you get that business. I mean, I see that a lot. Most of us, and I'm guilty of doing this myself, man. Most of us just don't take advantage of our sphere of influence at all. I'm bad about it.
I'm not as much as I should, because I've had my in-laws not use me, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. But I got a story where my cousin bought a $500,000 house right in the area. It was a second home. They bought a $500,000 house about 10 minutes from where I live. Did not use me as a realtor. They didn't know I sold real estate. Then, like 3 years later, they sold the house again. And I mean, I didn't even know they sold it. And they mentioned it. We're like at Thanksgiving dinner, and they mentioned it. And my mom was the one that said something about it. My mom was way more upset about this than me. And she mentions it, and she goes, "Oh, well, I didn't know that Jason still sold real estate." And I mean, I was kind of sitting there like, wow, I lost $15,000 a few years ago, and I just lost another $15,000.
Yeah.
Seems like I'd learned my lesson. I should at least tell my family I sell real estate. So,
well, they knew I did. The problem there that irritated me the most is they used me to go look at houses, and then all of a sudden they put their house on the market with a friend of theirs from church, and I'm like, so you were just wasting my time to go look at houses? And that had me the maddest. And it's like, well, we didn't know you sold homes. Like, what the hell do you think I do?
So what do you do in that
At this point, actually, believe it or not, because I'm sure she's not going to ever hear this, I've actually blocked my sister-in-law on Facebook.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because every time I say something like some sort of real estate statistic, she's got to come back with something like, "Oh, my parents sold their house for some owner in 2 days." I'm like, yeah, because they undervalued it. But anyway.
Yeah, they sold it for $50,000 less than market.
Yeah, I could have got them a lot more and got paid at the same time. But you go do what you want to do. Well, you know the difference between in-laws and outlaws, don't you?
What's that?
Outlaws are wanted.
What's that? What's the difference?
The difference between in-laws and outlaws? Outlaws are wanted.
Yes.
You don't want your in-laws.
Yeah, I understand. But man, so a lot of your business actually came from online.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I was an early adopter to. I always make the joke when I speak. I speak locally from Chicago to Indianapolis, even over to Ohio sometimes, about how to market yourself online as a realtor. And I'll admit,
Wow.
in
So
front of the room, that I was the last one on MySpace, but I was the first one on Facebook.
that was the same way too. I was not into MySpace. I just didn't really get it. I didn't want to put the stupid
I
wall thing
tried.
up, and
I tried. It just was pathetic to me. It was like, man, I just hated it. It just seemed so busy, and I'm like, I can't see anything. So
I was
I
the
was an
same
early adopter.
way.
I was one of the first. I was one of the first mortgage guys in the nation when I did mortgages to do video. I mean, I started doing video in late '08, '08, '09. I was one of the first in my area. I was one of the first mortgage guys to blog. I was obviously one of the first realtors to blog. Active. I
No
was very
kidding.
active,
So,
and I was very inactive. Yeah, I've let the naysayers get in my head, and I've stopped. I've quit blogging, quit doing the video every day. In fact, I'm trying to do a 30-day video challenge right now, where I do a video every day, just to get my
yeah,
chops back.
yeah,
I
I've
used
seen
to I
that
used
you
to
were
do I
doing
used to do the
that, man. I
original
thought
I
that
used
was
to I
really
used to do the
interesting.
original car cam. I'm sorry for over talking to you. I used to do I was
No.
one of the first guys to do a video in the car. I would hold my little flip cam and talk while I drove, and it drove everybody nuts.
Dude, that's actually pretty funny. That's great, man. So let me ask you. So we're down here. We're at the end of the year, man. We got roughly 60 days left. A lot of your business is coming from online sources. Do you not actually actively prospect like expireds for sub owners on the phone?
No, not really. But that's something that I've actually kicked around because this year was one of those one of those gray years. If you priced it right, it's sold.
Yeah,
So we're not right. I actually noticed yesterday we had 102 expireds, which I went and saved 38 of them. Because I only work like two areas. I mean, well, four if you count, technically four areas, but I only focus on two. Chesterton, which is the town that I'm moving to, and Valparaiso, which is the town my office is in. So that's only two places I tend to focus on. So if I do work on expired, it's going to be someone that's going to be expired in one of those two areas. And we didn't have a lot of expireds here this year. If they expired because they were overpriced or needed too much work. So I
yeah.
just kind of ignored it this year.
That's
But I
kind of
think next year
interesting, man. So
we're going to start running into it again.
I think so. Well, like, okay, so we got 2 months left of 2016.
Yep.
Okay, so what are you doing right now, and what do you think other agents need to be doing to prepare for 2017? Because now's the time to prepare.
Advertise on Facebook. Advertise. Be seen. Start doing more videos. Start blogging. Get a blog schedule. Get ready. Ramp up your advertising now because this is when the average agent or less than average agent goes into hiding. So right now
I
I'm
agree.
ramping up.
Everybody takes this time of year off.
I'm ramping up. I want to be seen. In fact, I use AdWords, and someone that I haven't talked to in a couple of years goes, "I see your advertising everywhere." I'm like, "Well, damn right you do." And AdWords, I know AdWords isn't a business builder. It's a brand builder. You see me on You see me on Wall Street Journal. You see me on the New York Times. You see me on America Online. You see me on Woods. You see me on half a dozen different pages. If you click on them, if you click on my Facebook ad, I start tracking you on the internet. And my brother freaks my brother out. Goes, how do you do that? I was like, I'm not telling. Well, it's a simple code. It's tracking code. And because he couldn't figure out why, if he looked at a pair of tennis shoes on Amazon on Monday, how come he kept seeing those same damn shoes on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? It was a tracking code, and that's how you see me in the same way. So we ramp up your advertising. Think about where you want your business to come from. Do you want it to come from your sphere? Do you want it to come from online? Do you want it to come from expireds or for some owners? If you do, start laying the groundwork now so you're ready to go come January 1st.
Wow. So let me ask you, what's your typical work day look like? What's your typical schedule?
I'm usually out of bed by 6.
Let me tell you, like, you're so much different than a lot of the people I interview, because a lot of the people I've been interviewing are prospectors, you know? So, like, James Festini prospects 15 hours a day or something crazy. And, but a lot of them, you know, they're on the phone at 8, they make calls until this time, they do this, and they go on appointments. But you're not really making calls. You're generating a lot of your business online.
Yeah, I try to attract. I try to attract. Yeah. I mean, you and I had a conversation about someone earlier before we started the call. I won't mention any names, but I try not to become. I try not to be an asshole when it comes to being online. You know, last night I'm having fun with my Cubs fan buddies at this point. I'm not a Cubs fan at all. I'm just not. I'm a White Sox guy. I'm an American League guy. So I'm picking on all my Cubs fans. So this is the only time I really kind of come off as like an asshole at this point, at this time of year, is because the Cubs are winning and I don't like it. But, you know, just try to attract more people. Offer them value. And it may be slow building business, but again, we had this conversation earlier. I get call reluctant sometimes, and it bugs, excuse me, it bugs me to no end that I don't. I used to, when I did mortgages and I got a lead, man, I would bang the phone all day. Now I don't like being on the phone unless I have to be on the phone. So I want to attract business, and so that's why I do video, offer value, become a media company that happens to sell real estate. Become a local celebrity that happens to sell real estate. I mean, I have 10 or 15 different local groups that I run that I don't spend much time in, but they know who runs them. All the business owners know who runs it, and so I get business off of those pages now at this point. It took me about a year and a half to build them up.
That's pretty interesting. That was actually my next questions, man. Like, so in 2017, how important do you think building that content and becoming I really like that concept idea of becoming a media company. Gary Vaynerchuk talked about that a while back at Inman, and I keep hearing it over and over. How important do you think that's going to be in 2017 for an agent to start producing content and putting it out there in the world and give value like that?
I think it's going to be huge. It's going to be unreal. I mean, I know early on when I was doing video in like 08, 09, people were listening to me just because it was something new that no one else was doing. Now, not a lot of people are doing videos, and now you got to be entertaining. You got to have info and information. So you got to be infotainment at this point. There's a guy, Terry Wagoner, who offers great entertainment. I like Terry. Don't get me wrong. He offers great entertainment, but I don't get any info off his videos. I mean, people watch his videos because he's entertaining, and great. He's branded that way at this point. But I'm not. You know, I'm funny, but my entertainment is my humor is crass. I'm a Howard Stern. I'm a Steve Dahl. I'm a shock jock. So I learned I got to tone that down a little bit. So I mean, I try not to come off. My buddy tells me, he's like, hey, you're an asshole. That's okay. Everybody kind of expects it out of you, so be the asshole that everybody expects you to be. Just don't be the big asshole that everybody expects you to be. You know, fight for the little guy. So that's what I try to do a little bit.
So this is...
Excuse me.
So this is one of the questions I have. Hey, no problem, man.
Excuse me. I'm not a smoker, but good golly, I've been coughing the last 2 weeks.
Dude, we got the same thing. Where I live, there's oak trees. We got these big live oak trees. And whatever comes off those trees this time of year kills me. I take Claritin every single day. It's like my have to take in the morning thing. You know, I'm not taking blood pressure pills or anything like that. I just take Claritin. But you know, that media company idea, like a brand new agent that's just getting into the business. I mean, they're just getting started. Or an existing agent, you know, like myself. I mean, I've been creating a lot of content and putting it out in the realtor community, which has been amazing. And all of a sudden I've hit a point where it's like my views double. I got more views in the month of October than I'd gotten the 3 months before combined. So how long, though, do you think it would take, say, if I was out there like creating content and trying to create a lot of value for clients, how long do you think it would take for me to start generating business like that?
I think
if I was a brand new agent or an agent.
3 to 9 months at least.
3 to 9 months?
It depends who you interview. I mean, one of my goals for next year is to start a podcast, a local podcast, where I go interview local business owners or talk about real estate, but also talk about things that are fun, what's going on in the community. No one in my area is doing that yet. I mean, I used to have a podcast, so I think it's gonna take you a little while, because the one thing I've learned, I mean, I'm not like I've always say, I'm not the average agent. I'm not gonna be your average podcast guest. When you put this video out, when you put this podcast out, I will help you promote it, because I don't like hearing myself, but I want everybody else to hear me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Unbelievably, I'm the same way. I don't like to hear myself.
Oh, I don't. When I did my podcast, I told everybody, I said, hey, well, this is not going to be edited. This is live to tape. This is just like David Letterman, live to tape.
Oh yeah. This
so
is the same way, man.
If you say something stupid, you're out of luck, and you're just going on the air.
That's right. Everybody's gonna hear it. So, how important do you think that it is to market through Facebook now?
It's huge. I mean, I was reading an article yesterday, and I wish I kept it. Just how much more important Facebook is. It's still cheap. It's not like it was, now, Google's $19, $20 for an ad, for a keyword, for real estate keyword, for your hometown, give or take.
Yeah.
And now
it's
like you can get clicks on Facebook for 2 or 3 cents a piece at this point. I've downloaded another training last night, because I devour training on a daily basis. I don't sit here. It was kind of funny last night. Because again, picking on my Cub fans friends. What's nothing good on TV last night, because the Cubs game was on. I said, what can I watch on Netflix or Amazon? And they kept telling these shows, like, well, I've already watched them. I said, but in the meantime, while I'm not watching those shows, I'm watching Lars Heddenberg B School or Haas Pratt's Listing Boss, or I'm watching someone's training on Facebook advertising. So the training is out there for agents to get it if they want to spend a little extra money to get it. But right now, the average person, they check their phone for Facebook before they even get out of bed. I'm guilty of it. They take their phone
I do that.
to the bathroom. So usually I'm not going to borrow your phone ever, because I know it's been in the bathroom. It's even my wife takes her phone to the bathroom at this point. And I know my iPad's been in the bathroom more times than I care to count. But everybody takes their computer to the bathroom now, or not the computer, their phone or their iPad. So they're always on it. What do you think they're doing in the bathroom? What do you think they're not taking 10 minutes to go to the bathroom. They're taking 10 minutes because they're checking their Facebook. So they're seeing your ads.
Yeah, they're seeing your ads. They're and they're seeing whatever stuff you're putting on there. What do you think about Facebook Live right now? I notice you do a lot of it with Wine with Woodson is a Facebook Live show. It
is a live show. I also do probably 2 or 3 different lives throughout the week. I know Sunday at an open house. It was a slow open house. I think I did two lives that day for the group. I've done live video tours. Facebook is pushing. If you're watching the World Series right now, every other commercial set is featuring a live video that someone has done, and so Facebook is really pushing the live video. Facebook wants you to be at some point they're going to start putting ads on these things.
Oh, I know.
So how cool is it going to be when Jason Morris is doing a live video and you start seeing a Dave Woodson real estate ad pop up on it? Because that's what I do right now. If you're on YouTube and you monetize your ads, if you're a local realtor and you do a YouTube video and you monetize your ads, you're going to see me. I will advertise on your video every time.
That's great. I bet nobody really is doing a lot of YouTube ads right now as far as realtors.
And those are cheap as hell. Those are cheap. They're cheaper than Facebook.
No kidding. I have not done that. I don't know anybody doing it, actually.
I've gotten 15,000, 18,000 views on one of my videos just because I advertised it. And it can only cost me like $30, and I got like 15,000 views. And he was like, how did you get so many views on that? It's entertaining. It's funny. Go watch it. I don't tell them I bought ads for it.
You're kidding. Wow,
that's a shitty video. It's one of my shittiest videos ever done. Can I swear on this show? Too late now, right?
I don't care. Too late now.
It's one of my shittiest videos I've ever done in my entire life. My seatbelt light's dinging. My seatbelt's dinging because I didn't have my seatbelt on. I'm saying every other word. Half the homes weren't done in the subdivision. It's wintertime. I'm showing a beach community in wintertime. It was a horrible video. But you know why I did it? Because I wanted to piss off the agent, the broker who has the more listings in that area. Because he actually spent a couple $100 to go, or $1,000 to have a video done, and it wasn't showing up anywhere on YouTube. Well, it was showing up on YouTube, but it wasn't showing up in search engines. So I actually went and did a 5-minute video of me driving around his community. And so in 5 minutes, so about an hour later, I was showing up over his video because I knew how to SEO it.
And that's interesting too. Like if agents would take the time to drive through the video, just do a short video clip, talk about it for 2 minutes, show a couple of houses while you're driving.
That's my Zillow killer. If you want to go see a subdivision in my area, if I've done the subdivision, chances are I come up over Zillow for that subdivision. If you type in a certain subdivision name, I usually come up over Zillow because of the video. At one point, they changed the algorithm on me a little bit. So I got to go back and I got to redo the algorithm a little bit.
Yeah. So and that's you're posting them on YouTube.
Posting on YouTube. So if I do a live video, I'm saving the live video and posting it to YouTube.
Yeah. Wow. Man, that's pretty good. I did a lot of that a while back, a few years ago, and then I don't know why I done it, but I was stupid, and I think we lost Dave. I think he's coming back. I hope he's coming back. Let's see. We'll give him here in just a second or two. I feel like Dave's going to come back here and call back in. I know he's having a little trouble with his phone, and he was having some trouble with his connection. But yeah, I've actually done that same thing with YouTube, and it's in the past, and for some reason I deleted all my videos. And well, I tell you what, well, I'm going to end it right now. Dave Woodson. If you're looking for Dave, you can contact him on Facebook. You can contact him on Wine with Woodson. He's part of the group Out of the Box Real Estate Owl Network. He does a show called Wine with Woodson, and I really appreciate having him on the show today.